Welcome.
Curious minds and fearless souls. You've just unlocked the gateway to the strange, the secret, and the supernatural. From shadowy cults to mind-bending conspiracies, ancient myths to ghostly mysteries, nothing is off limits here. Are they real, or are they all hoaxes? Or is the truth even weirder than we imagined? Buckle up, because once you step in, there's no going back. This is Kiara Spirituality Podcast, where the bizarre is just the beginning. So grab your tea, open your mind, and ignite your inner flame with me.
View discretion is advised. Hello, beautiful souls. Before we dive deep into the mysteries of the unknown, here's a little heads up. This podcast video explores intense topics, unconventional beliefs, and mind-bending theories from the supernatural to secret societies, past lives, and things that go bump in the night. Everything discussed here is based on research, experiences, and personal perspectives. Some topics may challenge reality, question mainstream narratives, or spark wild debates. And that's okay. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a judgment-free, open-minded space where curiosity thrives. If you are easily spooked or uncomfortable with deep dive discussions on the strange and mysterious, proceed with caution or click away. Now, grab your tea, open your mind, and ignite your inner flame. Let's get started.
Welcome back. I know, interesting story for you guys today, but I'm very excited to kind of jump into this. As we've covered on this podcast, we've seen the spirituality and the greed. We've now seen as well those who are trying to be inauthentic as healers, readers, teachers, so on and so forth. But today's a little bit different. From eerie lights in the sky to mysterious disappearances, alien encounters have been recorded throughout history. But are they here to help us ascend, or to control and experiment on us? Today we dive into alien origins, famous abduction cases, and the hybridization theories that could change everything we know about humanity. So grab your tea, let's open your mind, and ignite your inner flame this time. In our first segment here, we're going to be talking about the theories of alien origins. This will be extraterrestrial biological entities, or also known as EBEs. The beings from other planets theory, possible homeworlds. That could be Zeta Reticuli. If you haven't heard of them, they're linked to the Greys in the UFO lore. There's the Orion, Sirius, and Pleiades, which is the spiritual connections in various myths, speaking on behalf of Atlantis, Lemuria, and any of those ancient secret civilizations. We'll also be talking about Mars and Venus, where some people believe advanced civilizations once had existed there. Interdimensional beings is our second focus. Aliens aren't from another planet, they're from another dimension or parallel reality. The ultra-terrestrial hypothesis states that aliens may have always been here, but exist on a frequency we rarely perceive as humans. There's also the ancient astronaut theory, proposed by Zachariah Sitchin and Eric von Daniken. Hope I didn't butcher that. The Chariots of the Gods in 1968. It suggests that ancient gods were actually alien visitors. Connection to the Anunnaki, beings from Nibiru, said to have influenced our early civilizations such as ancient Egypt, and so on and so forth. Then the other theory would be time travelers. Aliens could be humans from the future returning to study or alter history. Genetic experimentation could also explain the hybridization theories and abduction lore. This is such a fascinating topic because I've had friends, colleagues, family members, so many different people mention the idea of alien, or as I would like to call them, the galactic. Do I believe that these beings exist? I would say yes. Yes, I do. I just don't know to what capacity. I like a lot of these different theories because they cover ideas behind where the origins could have been for different beings. We've seen it all the time in ancient history, on the writings and carvings of the walls of ancient India, Dubai, Egypt, Rome, you name it. There's been so many different theories of how the human race has been in contact with different beings from another world. The next segment, the first historical documentation of these galactic or aliens, ancient cave paintings and petroglyphs, as I've mentioned. One, for example, is the Tassili in Algeria from 8000 BC. Drawings of strange humanoid figures with helmets. The Wandjina rock art, Australia, depictions of large eyes paled beings worshipped by Aboriginal tribes. There have been ancient texts and religious accounts. The Book of Ezekiel, about 600 BC, describes a flying chariot with wheels and creatures, often interpreted as a UFO encounter. There is the Mahabharata and the Vedas, which is 4000 BC, mentioning the Vimanas, flying crafts used by celestial beings in battles. There's the Mayan and Aztec codices, stories of sky gods descending in metal serpents. There's Middle Ages and the Renaissance encounters from 1561 in Nuremberg UFO battle, reporting a strange aerial object and more objects flying and fighting over the sky in Germany. There's Ezekiel's wheel and Renaissance art, paintings like the Madonna and Saint Giovannino, which is the 15th century, depicting UFO-like crafts in the sky. And then there are modern day reports as well and government involvement. There is the 1947 Roswell incident that was a crash that started modern UFO conspiracy culture. Project Blue Book, which is from 1952 to 1969, U.S. government's investigation into UFOs. The Pentagon UAP disclosure from 2020 to current, declassified reports of non-human craft encountered by military pilots, and even as early as 2023, I believe. I could be wrong, the year where the government actually gave declassified reports stating that aliens do exist and that we have been working with them for years. Just a thought to look into your history and look into some of these declassified papers that you could find on the government sites if you go to Washington, D.C.'s declassified reports. Our last segment is famous alien abduction cases. There is the Betty and Barney Hill abduction that was in 1961, one of the first widely publicized alien abduction cases. A New Hampshire couple claimed that they were taken aboard a spacecraft examined by gray aliens and had missing time. Betty later drew a star map. They allegedly matched the Zeta Reticuli, which is a system not publicly known at the time. And again, Zeta Reticuli had been stated to be connected to the Greys. There is the Travis Walton case in 1975. While lodging in Arizona, Walton and his co-workers saw a bright craft hovering in the woods. He was hit by a beam of light and vanished for 5 days. When he returned, he claimed he was examined by both Greys and humanoid aliens. There is the Pascagoula incident in 1973. Two fishermen, Charles Higginson and Calvin Parker, were taken aboard a craft by robotic clawed beings. Both passed a lie detector test that suffered extreme PTSD afterward. Then there's the Allagash abductions in 1967. 4 friends were on a camping trip in Maine, seeing a UFO and later experienced missing time. Under hypnosis, all 4 recalled being subjected to medical examinations aboard a ship. Their theories were eerily consistent despite their years apart. The next segment talks about hybridization theories. Are they creating a new species? The alien-human hybrid agenda. This is where many abductees report genetic experiments involving the mixing of alien and human DNA. Women have claimed to be impregnated by aliens only to have the fetus disappear a few months later. Dr. David Jacobs, who is a UFO researcher, believes hybrids are being integrated into society today. Hybrid beings and their purpose. Some say hybrids are created to help Earth ascend spiritually. Others believe that they are designed for control and infiltration. Stories of emotionless, overly intelligent children raised by abductees fuel these theories. The Starseed Connection. Some spiritual movements believe that the many people on Earth are alien hybrids carrying starseed DNA. Common signs of being a hybrid: your feeling of disconnected from human emotions, having psychic abilities or unusual knowledge from a young age, experiencing frequent downloads or messages from unknown sources. This is probably my favorite theory. I think that a lot of people are starseeds, and I have a whole theory of something that leads back to when we had Noah's Ark supposedly in the Bible, and when the flood actually was recorded and calculated in different cultures all over the world at the same time as the estimation of when Noah's Ark would have occurred. And I believe that that has something to do with covering of the tracks from maybe an experiment gone wrong. That's just my thought. I have way more on that. If you guys are curious, I would love to share that story later. Segment 5, aliens as both malicious and benevolent beings. The malicious visitors are controllers and experimenters. The supposed theory of the different species that could be linked to this, and I'm not saying that they are indefinitely, these are just theories. The Greys, also known as Zeta Reticulans, abductions, experiments, and mind control. The Reptilians, Draconians, allegedly tied to world governments and elites. The Men in Black, who are mysterious figures suppressing UFO truth. Then there are those supposed benevolent visitors, the cosmic guardians and helpers. This could be known as possibly the Pleiades or the Pleiadians, teaching love and enlightenment. The Arcturians act as protectors against negative forces, and the Lyrians, believed to be ancient ancestors of humanity. My final thought: whether they walk among us, abduct us, or guide us spiritually, one thing is clear: we are not alone. And the truth about aliens may be even wilder than we imagine. I would like to invite all of you to share your own UFO story or abduction story if you know of anybody, or just want to talk about something that is on this subject. Please subscribe and follow for more cosmic mysteries. This has been Kiara's Spirituality Podcast. Ignite your inner flame and join us in the next episode.